Couple more things to remind you of before you really get started on this project. If you have a limited amount of color to work with, then remember that you also have the shirt color. In this case, my shirt color is black, so for this selection, I've got my black in a layer, and then I've got my pink flowers and my words. So I essentially have two colors for this shirt, but I've got the black shirt behind it. The same is true for Illustrator, and here you've got the orange color as the shirt color, and then the red and the black. And if I wanted to, I could come in here to Artboards and get another one, and then I can see these side by side and contrast the different colors. So, for example, what if it was pink? Maybe a lighter pink or a darker pink. I really don't like that. Let's try more of a maroon. And if I don't like that either, I could come in and change the color of the red. But anyway, so this would allow you to change the colors of all these things intermittently. And that's what that one looks like. And in Photoshop, if you want to have several different ones, the easiest way to do it is to make one and make a copy of that layer, rename it number 2, make a copy of that layer, rename it number 3, and make a copy of that layer and rename it number 4. So all of these have different contents in them, but they are all the same shirt. So for example, this one has these colors, this one has those colors, and that one has those colors, and then there's the original. So you can test what the different colors are going to look like, or if you wanted to change the font, you could do that. If you wanted to change the layout of things, they're just little things that you can kind of go back and forth, and that gives you more options to look at so that when you're trying to choose a final design, you have more than one option. It's also a good idea to talk to a neighbor and have them look at it with you because they might have a slightly different perspective than you do. The last thing to remind you on this is color theory. It's important to make sure that your colors are going to look good together. We talked about color theory and the different color schemes you can use. Here's back to our color.adobe.com, and this gives you a few options, and you can test out some colors for your shirt. Now, depending on how many colors you're allowed to use, you may not be able to do all of these, but this will give you some options to work with and play around with. Remember that your shirt color works in with your colors, depending on how many colors you can use. So have fun with this project and whatever you decide to design.